Ladies, guess what? Let me ask you something seriously, and I want you to really sit with it. When did dating turn into a performance review? Because lately, I've been seeing videos of women in their 20s and 30s buying male enhancement drugs for their dates. Not as a joke, not as a medical conversation, but as part of the expectation. And they have commercials for this too. And I'm not here to shame anyone, men or women. I'm here to ask the question nobody's slowing down enough to ask. Is this really what intimacy is supposed to look like now? This isn't about pills. It's about pressure. Pressure on men to perform, pressure on women to accommodate, pressure on both to treat chemistry like a transaction instead of connection. Somewhere along the way, desire stopped being mutual and became managed. When did we become the manager of our spouses, of our partners? We're living in a moment where sex is marketed as proof of worth. And if you're a woman, you already know what this feels like. Confidence is expected on demand. Vulnerability is replaced with optimization. And women, especially younger women, are being subtly taught, if he struggles, it's your job to fix it. Say what? Not emotionally, not relationally, physiologically. That should give us a lot of pause. When you think you can fix everything with a pill. Before I go further, please pause for a second and ask yourself, when did desire become something to be managed? When did attraction become something to engineer? How are we engineering attraction with a pill? Drop a comment if this made you tilt your head even just a little. Let's talk psychology here in plain language. Performance anxiety doesn't come from age alone. It comes from pressure. When intimacy becomes a test, the body tightens, the nervous system goes into alert. Arousal becomes very unreliable. That's not dysfunction. That's stress physiology. And now, here's where it gets tricky, because when a woman steps into the role of fixer, manager, or solution provider, she's unintentionally shifting the dynamic from lover to caretaker. And caretaking kills desire on both sides. This is not an anti-man conversation. Let me be clear, because nuance matters. There is nothing wrong with men addressing medical concerns. There's nothing shameful about seeking help. Absolutely not. What's concerning is when performance becomes the entry fee to connection. Chemistry becomes conditional. Women feel responsible for maintaining a man's sexual confidence. Say what? That's not empowerment. That's emotional labor wearing lingerie. Let's turn the mirror a little bit. So the real question isn't why do men need these drugs? The real question is, why are women being taught that this is normal dating behavior? That you need to buy the pill to bring to the date so that he can function. Why is sexual performance being prioritized over safety, emotional presence, compatibility, mutual desire? And at what point did "do I feel relaxed with him" get replaced with "will this work"? If you're over 40 watching this, you already know the best intimacy you've ever had wasn't the most impressive. It was the most connected. If that's been your experience too, drop a heart or a comment that says connection, because this says a lot about modern dating. This trend tells us something really uncomfortable. We are confusing access with intimacy. We're confusing availability with attraction, performance with presence, chemistry with compliance. And women, especially younger women, are being told this is what empowerment looks like now. But empowerment was never about tolerating pressure. It was about choice. And I have a quick message for the women watching. You don't owe anyone optimization, accommodation, management. You are allowed to want ease, reciprocity, natural desire. And if something feels forced at the beginning, it doesn't magically become sacred later with a pill. A pill is not going to make that connection sacred. And for the men who may come across this, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be invincible. You do not need to perform on command. That's ridiculous. You need to be present. Desire thrives in safety, not pressure. And that works both ways. Real intimacy asks, do I feel relaxed with you? Do I feel wanted, not evaluated? Once you start to feel evaluated, it's not a connection anymore. Now, can we laugh here? Can we talk here? If a connection can't survive honesty, it won't survive performance either. This isn't about going backwards. It's about going deeper. Dating doesn't need more hacks. It needs more humanity. And if this conversation made you uncomfortable, it should. And it doesn't mean that it was wrong. It means that it touched something real. I want to hear what you think about this. Does this feel like modern dating to you? Is this what we're teaching our young women and our young men? Have expectations shifted in a way that feels off? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're here for conversations that tell the truth without tearing people down, welcome to Authentically Her After 40. Subscribe and we'll keep having the conversations that actually matter. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.